think I'm sure the one also on last week Thursday will be on your screens. Maybe how to access it will be your challenge. But I agree we can start with the votes and proceedings of Friday, 31st January 2025. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4.
Over to my whip as per the standing order 15.
Assure you that we will undertake a deeper, and emphasis to mine, a deeper consultation and commit to this with our colleagues. Suffice to state that from day one that Mr. President started ferrying his nominees to this House, we have given this government our utmost cooperation. Mr. Speaker, record will have it that this is the first time in the history of our democracy that the minority has given the government such a cooperation to the extent that nominees are getting their confirmation in record time. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, I am on record to have made an application to this House.
Malaysia mamunyina ajo ewo Kessben television so ene enwumre asatrase ene ye Canada edu Canada enwumre se ne trase a adwenkyere dwumadi ene de brewo amanyosem dwumadi a e ma kwan ma won so de won person ka bia no wotumi de wadwenkyere so ebreyen ene Canada sem de kan February dwofo na etoso enan efri sabre kopim se ebebo nondu ya trase ewo Kessben television so your multi TV decoder and so DSTV channel 364, Gold TV channel 121, Facebook Live, bebia with me ahwen na wati na nwumre. Me de Kofi Appiah, Kofi Appiah sarbedi akon, wono na ahye dwumadi nyina ya obo me echidom. And I be parliament, brasha be film na ya kohwe de si wo ho. Ni nyina free veteran appointment committee, juma omudie, omo amampani abom din so be abemu asoafo, minister nominees no, vet ye course so na no ya wara nyina ehun. Bra Sam George wieye na Kofi Adam so bae na kwabra bitan kando no mo penifo person do mbamse da bi yempene abroso de siwa butubutu ye mo kan tables butu ye bubu no say microphones ni nyina no eno na speaker ye say mbra shabadwafo no mo ye sa ne ma no emu nipa nan miensa eye MPP for na ba ko ye NDC ni suspend wo so muntimi ma parliament na wotwe no ne no e na afa ni nyina MPP ni NDC nyina wo se da bi ade speaker ye eni o mo stand orders mu eni mra bia mu eno so nti speaker on sana dwen na enne NPP mrasabadwafo komrasabadwafie no na o matuta nkokọ om de bia bonsa e de bia bomti e bi se tuntum e na omoto nyom omoto elephant e nyom to nyom bebre se speaker wa mangom ni mrasabadwafo nan na amade a e na omonte ase on koduru ho no so no niam esie de nya go kokохwe what really happened Parliament, a brand ne minority MPP mmarahyɛbadwafoɔ wɔde kɔgyan ne tuntum ɛkɔɔ mmarahyɛbadwafie no. Right, we dey see break ketwa ye minority NPP mmarahyɛbadwafoɔ ɔmo tankɔkɔ na ɔmo de brisi ɛnso kɔ mmarahyɛbadwafie sɛ deɛ sie no speaker ɔmo nuanom a ɔto ɔmo asɛ sɛ ɔmo mmarahyɛbadwafie mu no ɔnsan ma ɔmo ɛmra bio na ɛno ɛna bra mmarahyɛbadwafie tena aseɛ no the leadership of the two sides ɛyɛ majority leader ɔnyamfoɔ Mama Yerga ɛne minority leader Afenyo Markin ɔmo nyinaa srɛ speaker sɛ sɛbe deɛ sie bia no onya amenka na ɔsama mmarahyɛbadwafoɔ no samra fie bio yɛnkɔti deɛ majority leader minority leader kae and the speaker so kae sɛ ɛba time deɛ sɛbe oba gya na gu na so a ɛbɛpa yɛntwa ntwene de si mmarahyɛbadwafie mu ɛmu bini.
You remember, Mr. Speaker, you remember the story of Shylock when he demanded his pound of flesh. A plea came from Portia, who was the supposed counsel for the debtor. Mr. Speaker, this is what he had to say, and I rely on it to mount the next line of my submission. That the quality of mercy is not strained, drop it as a gentle rain from heaven upon the earth beneath. It is twice blessed. It blessed him that gives and him that takes. Mr. Speaker, we cannot.
He has recounted the happenings of Thursday and Friday. Mr. Speaker, it is a fact that the first time His Excellency John Dramani Mahama nominated the first time the first set of ministerial nominees were announced was on the 9th of January 2025. Today, Mr. Speaker, is the 4th of February 2025. We are not yet even 1 month into the administration of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. But, Mr. Speaker, we have vetted and approved a number of ministers, but overall, we have vetted and by the close of today would have approved 42 ministerial nominees out of 60. The reason why we are even at 42 is because since Friday, we have not yet received any additional nominations. So in effect, we have finished vetting and hope to conclude the approval of 42 nominees to ministerial appointments. As a matter of fact, all those who have been nominated to serve as the cabinet of the government have actually been vetted and some approved by this House. This is a record performance that this House should be proud of itself. And we have done so in spite of the theatrics and the drama, with the cooperation and support of our colleagues on the minority side. Process, there have been some incidents. They are regrettable.
And the person who represents Parliament is the Speaker. And so I sit here and I exercise your powers, and I create an environment for you to be able to perform your function. And I go according to the rules. You can disagree with the Speaker, and the rules and the laws of Ghana permit you to do so, and also details out the procedure on how to handle the disagreement. But the rules are very clear as to what they refer to as disorder or contempt of Parliament. And for me to preserve and uphold that might, majesty, and dignity of the House, I should not shed any responsibility in applying and enforcing the rules. And that was exactly what I did. Even though some of the members are my personal friends, I refer to as sons. So please, you can ask your leaders when they approach me with this. Yes, as a father, when your son commits an offense, you don't punish the son to the extent that you break his or her leg. That becomes a big problem for you, the father. And nobody is perfect. We are all fallible. So I listened to the apology, and here it was repeated by the minority leader for and on behalf of the members of the caucus, and supported by the majority leader. It's not only words. Before me, they demonstrated and assured me of their total support to me and the deputy speakers to ensure that we have an efficient and an effective functioning parliament in Ghana. So I am satisfied with not just the statement, but also their conduct. And I will proceed to lift the suspension of the 4 members of Parliament that I considered were involved in disorderly conduct, which amounted to contempt. The rules are very clear, and I did refer to them and stated clearly that because we are in the transitional mood, we will not be able to put committees in place, including that of the Privileges and Immunities Committee. And the standing orders grants me the power and authority to do what I did. And clearly, the jurisprudence are very clear that when contempt is committed in facie curia, you don't proceed to set up another committee or court or whatever to investigate and submit a report. And so I referred to the one in Parliament. My very good honorable member, you are at liberty, even after this, to proceed anywhere. I have no problem meeting you in court, but that's where I was farming for me.
Right. Where you're at Adwenkyere for smart babin and or chess Parliament, the CN and amount 2 years in a standing of the song Rashabaja film and a man to me ma or ye the oye no. Now I say committees or more for money. It been on many yardry, now so on in yardry, I walk quite a bit of a saw. Now they're court, no court test the Okayano. Well, the speaker right, minority say he was wrong. And no more Parliament no, or more afternoon pacho, and the speaker Joe Matumu. What next? Committee never show me media say, Yami had much na. No my humuna the Umuhuno, or me have two speaker. No for Adwenkyere WhatsApp line no, and our screen is 0551 599 933 0551 599 933. So, how do I do so? A Minister of Education, so for whom Monsieur so, or they are to just say teacher training allowance. A by GDS ya pay teacher to these iron colleges of education, almost my degree at the traditional universities no. Inti almost students loan no a buying a person free ho. Now I said o Canada no. Your munyina so ye students friends allowance na free ho. Near almost students loan. Said more a buy traditional universities ni na no. Ye almost students loan no. We a proposal in Yanya Juma. What is going to happen? My Education Minister, Honorable Hannah Rusu, the Okafa way so home.
You raised the issue of student allowances. It will continue. Subsequent to the Education Forum, for which I have the pleasure to invite you to come, we'll take some major decisions based on the recommendations. But off-head, there is no way you should be feeding a student at the tertiary level off-head. So we have to work out a transition from the allowance into an enhanced student loan for them to feed themselves. But in the interim, they will still get the allowances. Then just the next very few months going forward, subject to the recommendations of the committee. But I cannot conceive of a student in a higher education institution being fed. We can narrow feeding to basic and to free senior high school, but at the tertiary level, so they will still get enhanced student loans to be able to feed themselves. But in the interim, we will continue with the feeding and then phase out the allowance process, subject to the recommendations of the Education Forum. So.
Right. I was here for we don't need someone I be doing come the fallout from Parliament, suspension ya lifted. Yami had much number so we are fooling now to me a call. Or transfer a committee speaker power chaired by Honorable Emmanuel Bejra. So on trade your nom new Mufa the CEO of vetting committee anymore no. But said the majority leader, Mama area kind so far 42 members of Parliament, 42 minister nominees. Umunyina oma veti omo. Na ene afenyo mark ene ekwiketo ano kire se onyanfo samokudita brakwa minister designate for foreign affairs and afei onyanfo Sam George minister designate for communication omo de ense bi ne nkrata bi omo hwefiri omo nyamai na niam omo bekan ne nsem bi si ntino committee no mu nyina anya nto omo aka nyina they were approved by consensus but wo mu mienu de omo be se ekọ secret voting and sana omajo matum ti 42 no de betin de omawie mapani so the 60 ministers in the bebu mai aka 18 they say ye hwe deputy minister nomination no bibia asesa twitch na kopim fiada deputy ministers no so omde be drop it na e ho nsem so aba some way and said the car can be the home come. I was a friend on Moody Juma and enumerate a Raphael Oseusu, where NPP constituency secretary Atruma Wabeja North or her, and then Mahmoud Kabore or a dean of Ashanti Regional Communication Officers, NDC, and also Ajineja. Many for Makwaba. Microphone, mommy. I feel coming here. And I'm here. I am here, though. Kabore. Now, I can say appointment, you know. If you switch change, you know. Now, no one we asked for JD, but I was so happy.
Yes.
For Asafo J,
fantastic,
registrar
great,
of scholarship,
very hardworking.
I think he
so hard. He deserved every bit of that appointment and even more. Because Juma, Miami boss, Kwakwasa Abo, from the days of 2017, BC na Sebi. Adodo diaba penny said you very big congratulations to him. Meaning said I'll bet see any so honorary Abbas Nuruddin and also Social Investment Fund CEO, well deserving position as well. And it appears say on Penima and the real fee Rantia the word you might was sentimentum at the bois and couldn't be a Sakayano. Sometimes say you man does one and nipa no does one. Now you are tempted to think say Wunyenyabi. But I think if every region have one of their finest communicators, one as CEO, one as registrar, it's a very good news for all of us. If you heard him say, don't know Aka, me and Kwame Etua.
Kwame Etua Patrick.
Yes.
You more than deserves.
And will be veteran communicators, BTS Uncle Wallace, me I'm Wofa Kofi Appiah.
Oh, Uncle Kofi Appiah.
They are all communicators.
8 years in
appointees are former appointees are Monday or Mohosi or say they will help the media work. My boss Dodovi. I'm a catcher. Say my boss. Zubadie, Kemi no.
On there they say Onubia Umushi.
Kemi no.
We heard short list and I'm Sweden.
Zubadie. I heard your move for man on my. Now M1 party no.
That's right.
Omo Makanyina are qualified, but few things make Honorable Zuba stand out. And no na near we in idea no tum say with the Omo Penima man committee bia Safata no motenasia. Honorable Zuba Umbundima. Me, I'm former DC, Honorable say they don't call. I begin to say, Mres, a fatano. Oh, penny for a woman in Nano. Or many almost no more dear, or the best song. Abua Magana fan to my preferred, and Yamus or Basanti, especially in Puntu and Cancun. Nano Metra Sugu, so say, catch up, can even penny Mahama say. And the only female MP on a ticket of NDC since then.
Ashanti region, yeah.
Ashanti region, yeah. Honorable Jechi Nasir Afra, Drobos UMP.
Yeah.
Now, you said that was so. From Muno, before her petita cremua. Let's say, Babano said, Asante Martin said, Honorable Jechi Nasir Afra, a Deputy Minister of Transport. Na say you could be as Santa Manso in the area of transport.
That's right.
Na Asante Man, you see, we fall in an area where we have rich culture and respect for women. Nanama Himani Adena Kobazi ministers in I member. Nanama Ahima crap or Babia Kansimia Chana. It is the entertainers a banasa, maybe OGD airborne pies of a banasa. So a banasa, it gives enough platform for Nananuma Hemanzo was sentimentum say, one will be catched out by no mania by now, Sini or Manchester or your bar, or do was a meeting my fan of not room and penny in him. There be any when Yam shed new crashes some. A mass and Tim about when say, what do you know now? Some now cool school or home or the infant on the party a woman say a man association when your man. Now also what to be the Abuachire Asante Man. So far so very good. Appointment has been very fantastic. Me running 120 minutes instead a year. No, it's on course. I'll run one of the leanest governments on course. I'll cut down expenditure from 30 minutes to 23 minutes. It's on course. Me the Mabulu draw down by Juma, he's on course. ma 30% in my government me no can say why 28.7%. Meaning 30% and it's achievable. And so far, so very good. The bumpire says the Yashas, no, the Bequavi.
And Crawford be so a wild, though. Yeah. The any corner here.
To whom much is given, much is expected. Oh, say sometimes, bumpires, baby. Now, it's not about if you graduate, Papa Bias or Abusu. Is MPB and also an appointment. But 183 or so ministers, MPs. Now, so your system minister definitely no be a
system.
That's right. You know, Sebi, it really doesn't matter which position you occupy. Contributions now will be making. They were never ministers, but they played key roles both in terms of contributing to nation building and personal development. They have achieved a lot. It's, you know, when your appointment, I find an innovative and strategic way of solving societal challenge. And once I open your solution to social problem, you know, it's a way of helping building Ghana, and it's a way of helping develop yourself, because we won't find check Ghana. Do we have Ghana, so no, who 50 the young friend here, the what they were, so that is also developing. In the NTS here, now, Mammy Fasa Quanyano, as we can say a constituency in our party base. So MPD and Mamu and your ties here, and your party offices here. You know, you do Munque ministers at the go. Until dear Manda, Bompire, and the entire woman with the Abano. Na ochina to my audio. Can you penny to mama who trying to push and in the BBR? She said it's not going to be said me sure why because mama appointment. No. I
foresee a reshuffle.
Yes. Once the man here, man of five will go. I'm off for Zabede. But to us, that time there will be nothing like regional balance. That time it will be more about why they beat my human. Because regional balance name favor human on maximum 4 years of first one day in the buy. Until be a young but said, no, I buy no cheap. Now you found your mom pie pa. Now me said, the Akaway and no. And I do so.
Right. And I say, my would come on and what's in Kano. On an abayaba. It's your mono. So, my oh no. Agraf.
Over.
Agrava.
Yeah, me dear.
It's all here, pa.
Over me, where you pa. Over that 2 weeks spena. Oh, me who me stand say.
Macau ya.
Over 2 weeks spena. I'm me who me stand say. You're burning them. Over yancha.
Who is a boy? Oh yeah, minister. Power ni chingia. Utubi tuka anopa. So or ministry. We do as an something you are used to doing.
Yeah.
To me, sir. To the old Canadian, say, "Oh, better just say opposition." Sarah, oh, not here.
Yeah, Lucy powerful for now. Tifia na mi mudia me. Because as usual, there will be a lot of meetings to attend. But since I said time now, wow, mamia, but I was using
the time no so. Say, I dear Christ Santa.
I said, because the wives that make sports stadium, my coche, but hey, the other opposition, because there's enough time to spend.
Yeah.
Of a member in your normal or opportunity to save Yambo Mabaso. Me, I'm in Yakmani, Abbas. He has worked so hard. And he baby had a question. The bumpire said, 1 year, man, on that. So a menyam, a mass and my nibinka, Achma. Sana, you know, as a for Jane. So, Naminia Gabi. Familiar Gabi, so, Mr. said, President and Kaino. Because we knew an abrepa. So we'll be tracking from the quiet. Almost every day to come and communicate for the last 8 years. Into baby or non so, if I be appointing officials no and kind. Now, almost so president a show more boss say almost to Abamana constituency or be more ministers. No, almost so more train into of our own dinner bosses.
They don't manage your expectations.
There be as I don't know moment because a bit more no more. It was based on that
276 constituencies.
So far, they encounter on Shabo. ono akoshebo mamuti e o say odi boshe ne so nkakra enti boshe nso de who di a di b nso so say the be equity beba enti omo nso o show omo bono ye make sure say on be di boshe ne so na ye nuanom a omanyo opportunity offer ye hu bi da say John Mahama emre bi oba he no when trustee leadership position Emma Emebunu Mebri. To be honest with you, most of them disappointed. This time around, no, Emebunu, the GDS a Ghana and Yedia. And he say Ghana Fubina Rishimu or Modachimua, it depends on modern more Emebunu no Bebono ene. And he Oma Yamomo those positions of trust. They should make sure say they serve well. Say they be a Bema Ghana for and that's what say that be paying for the free honor more, the country Ghana will continue to exist and even do better. Of our main chair party for my regional executives, led by Chama Wuntumi. Now, if you remember my constituency, MHA, my MP. And she be of a number better than have me PC. And my MP.
Okay.
Because baby, I make a one of refuge. Inti Honorable Frankie Aboa, Achman will be a Janoff MP. Baby will be a chairman and a constituency in Penfonia. National Review Committee on Election 2024 in Swasha Edumasi. FF Chairman FF Committee, Ashanti Region. I'm in charge. If you want to blame, Obia was BB Obeka. Edenya adia no ba eya woni nti obi abeka ne de ba baby a yedru de yemfa ya woni nto nchen kakra na yehu se we have a party to protect, we have a Ghana to fight for nti yenyina yem barrier ego kakra na yembra ne yem share problems a ye gidi se nuntina e man kugu no ba se de be a betimi a form more formidable MPP. So we are 2028. See Ghana for Eraho. Of a maybe is soon from Sofolai, North some Treso, Suma Bedru Hasi. See Imponio into Ghana for Domraho. Now, person who pass our communities now, bones a Omobusao. Raf Nasi say more yet, Raf say a chance there's that eagerness. Say, Monire Mohona Mon restructure, said the Bayer. Babeje omano asa de akonanim ti yenyina yenko na obia adwenkyere bia wo so kyere bia onkyere na of a mestre se mpanyfo so ade dwuma na hye omonsa no you see 2020 year bi but most people were not even aware of the findings of that committee's report. This time around you making sure say the outcome of the committee's report you the be adwuma said the be ya okay you beat me edin kunim eye election for
okay that's it. So Kamara they see vetting committee anim na no ya wada nam so bom say niema speaker so ye say was suspending Marshawjafo ni pan 9 na Marshawjafo no meti afenu no bibre no ase almost stand orders ne de bia say nim ene the course na fi the speaker while draw suspension no who say so far the vetting process said the much more conduct of ho a say kama Friday natures and bibia e clean no but on be na sa see. What do you have to say?
That's my extra for when I only did my day to me crew mu such a from plenty for or more here my day and we chill when you know me MP honorable Jeche Nasira Afra Haja Nasira. None other media. I was privileged to have been in Parliament.
Okay.
And the course order Sebi na Yafere as Ghana for essence the see or honor in pay na me ubisamia from so no p no me bebo don kuma wo mra se bedwefie because Parliament adwumadi no say bibi because na onti ase a you make your statement and you stage a walkout. And no, one of the best practices. To work here now, no other in the 8th Parliament. Even when business committee and now majority crowd do mass more banner. Some people say the minority for no training or no money. With experience, I know which means I want. He just called his members to walk out. That is how Parliament works. Parliament didn't say we been in our one tier, say a page and couldn't see table so. Kasi akunyano krisi wono momo the way fan way a modia fan way the DNT say we twema mentwe na dekoro wabo pa e bae eno nti you see we are say enya de papa LCC so bono ye de bebo parliament nyina emum si ye fifi funa nipa hwekofare bae dia na edonkuma na ewo mrese bedwom. You remember say Ada woman invited Oliver Vama or bar committee in so. Nelson da firma could keep insisting say some folks will be a good parliament to fear a privileges committee.
Yeah.
And I was say a many panoba. Sa committee with we attack with the sole responsibility to vet government appointees. Minority a left, right, center. Honorable Afenyo marking cross examination take almost the whole day. Nominees are now see a vetted almost a day. No, most of them were not able to be vetted. And mind you, who say nememra vetina? Sometimes you will bush ya wado for ya wa hemfo mu bejaye. Obi aba vetting na yantimi am vetino na hemfo ni na bush ya odi ba nyina da. Then the next day you were quite as a veteran as uncle for no bound by so modern time you know by someone for Biamba. Look at the friends, the challenges of what creator a man and none of him a woman. The next day, my vetibia could do honorable Sam George, so we Kofi, they were supposed to be vetted today, but because of Andrew and Kofi, a rolling move over Tina Mayache. Until I was here clear almost said
Baba, it was too late and her time and what they year or more.
Besides, who say Parliament. See, the first time Parliament is working beyond 10 p.m. There has been instances where Parliament work as late as 1 a.m. It's the exigencies of the matter. Me no can say Adwenkyere I say ministers you could be approved mo be abeko sector. Na waji briefings na yakeka niema si ani na ye di akeka bo ma si ani aye no the budget, the first budget by March. By March, yeah, nya budget will grow. You and I understand the difficulties we'll go through. How is government even going to spend? And there was in yes, I don't know, it's not just my man or any of the ministers being out here approve. The exigencies of the matter, as far as Omaya call home, my bosom grano, is also of concern. Now, Mpokrano will be a banana for Sadiasa, who to be vet here. And no answer Obeka through the microphone. Nana me abre. By this time, they said Ghana had phone call to Abamai or one mother. And now they are ye so the person Ghana for a part of it. And to say anything is you sad, yes, you get the support of the masses. Then there be so the Gina, Yenny one day, over a year will free wage at Bawi. Jerry Shaibu. No, that man, despite the ban lifting, no, must be called into a certain caucus. No one to know for ye. And yet, ono mo anodom prena no wo se awura babia nya okasetia na niema we nyina kire say there is nothing honorable about you because we a leader of the house and in your caucus na asema bakwa na yegusu egbo hu apedo puma sibra wakonwa ye dia ma o setna so mo watamakonwa na si table so ubanso a wo pieces just want to feel wo hwe nti what picture are you painting nti e besre Branche bedwafo no omonti ase preko pese ye role models ye hwe omu bebre abso na edi aboye mbra se mo ye hwe so dua no mum no tan ye bibi se dia na ye nchirima na e wachire no enim de mo pese ye on the speaker suspension. People who have held the view say speaker there is no law backing speaker to have suspended those members of parliament. Ghana, the only individual clothed with the authority to interpret the standing orders of Parliament, Speaker. Of our standing orders, the entry say, Amma is a girl. Speaker Bekasa say, Amma Yankura. That is the meaning. Really? Legally, that is the meaning.
you cannot anyway.
The speaker is the sole interpreter.
That is debatable.
No. As far as the standing orders of Parliament,
if it is written black and white, that
will be the speaker's interpretation.
Will be a bonnia. Yemanon cause suspension be a 4 days. Speaker Betty say, in my interpretation, it should be 2 weeks.
Obi a bonnia yenchuna so.
But specify how the punishment should be.
No, but in this case, Asotwe ben the room. Standing orders yenchuna so say.
No, I can't understand about 35.
Parliament in Gazi.
But just how we are there first time, I about 4 days. It was also 8 days. And now it means my suspension for 24 hours pending a committee to investigate. So, TS speaker, the all kinds of say, "Oh, to take committees in the crowd."
Yeah.
Until you soon the powers and decide and I don't do almost makotefi.
And see, Mr. said the Oye Ibiano was within the rights as Speaker of Parliament. Say also Oyo now protected the image. That is very important. The image of the third arm of government, the legislature, because Sebi, say parliamentarians yet the same fatane become house now indirectly speaker because he's the authority of the house. And see what Quenya so the name of Guaquem na Adwenkyere was a few horn a bahon. And of course, the suspension by would the general sentiment. Timamfuina Jetum say, oh, this Afro Global Info Analytica survey. About as many as 79% of Ghanaians support Speaker for that suspension. Because if you say, Sir Parliament, I was say, near my papa done. Ya table, ya buakunya, ya kubu microphone, na here then. Inti media 100% I support the speaker.
Okay.
Leadership ako hunchicha a speaker on the lobby. Omuni naka inine hu entwe ye into speaker wadauroma temper mercy with temper justice with mercy. Na already almost enough remorse in the kekao. Speaker said, I'm father, I'm listening leader. And cause of crime from other places near the no. Now be the most right semi ya. Now be so be the court. But one leadership abania the no buy a bonia. As this our train as one copim so go time them good in them. Cause a cocoa bua a some that was and me am here my so hey MPs are make us immediately almost amara juma. Now me juma.
Okay.
9 years. I think say ni na no ye Ghana ye but never again.
Yeah.
Should we have those scenes we've been seeing on TV and all that? Because MY it doesn't portray. Just so be after so my Ghana dear, you move from what you do. Na Nipanya Mujidi Sana Fedi, Umra Sebi Jom Koya Kutruku, and now we yes, and now we dimrika. Now no other will be quarry ballot papers in your dinner. Those things are not pleasant things. And the embrace be your phone with yes, Shamo, Mamma Mayo, who saw a day be a man okay. Because Chilimba is yeah, and was Yam walk on pass.
Right. There are CP. Mabu Kamore and Martin Calcasadema NDC. Ralph.
Of my memo, Parliament leadership.
Ubon Babaso. The microphone.
And then the website. So, my member, me leadership of Parliament Abaso. Honorable Fenyo Markins. And the deputy, then my Patricia PG. And other leadership. Over, this is not the first time you're voting after an election. I didn't think you're voting. You see, say, of as you say, I appoint you now, you approve obey Minister of Agriculture. Of on far as soon as a kind of you say be a wow yearful. But you are coming to manage a department, which is the Agric Ministry. A nipa now no more be juma. And apart from what you have presented, we have to scrutinize you to know, say, you really stand by what you have presented. And as a dear now, dear ban, previously, Nanka Parliament will publish to invite petition from the public. Now, you know, President John Mahama say, within this short period, I want to set up my government, my cabinet, and yejuma. Minority no epe Ghana and Kosuinti. There's a sad day no cry near year, you invite petition no. Infanto baby. We want to support this vision.
Okay.
Because said the Ghana and the Kosuma.
Yeah.
And for that matter, the conventional yes, you bet 2 weeks, you bet advertising a man for submitting petition no cry jai. Then offer. You need time limit. Ya shadow see a day event will be. Mostly what lawyers do when they go to court is that when there's a witness before them, in order for judge no be who say we're credible, no, they bring out questions that seek to discredit or otherwise. And what better now, it's even an opportunity for you. Say adie bi wo no mu a yakada also. You get the opportunity to prove otherwise. It's an opportunity. Obu okra na offer ye nim say really this what is in him. But to be honest with you, Agric Minister questions ebusa no. Nobody will tell you that the man cannot do the job. Because answers on my insightful experience. Over, let me be honest with you. See, can't okuje to ablakwa. Questions pertaining to foreign affairs. He was on top.
Okay.
But you see, all ministry a time will come that you represent the country.
Yeah.
You will be the face of this country. At a true time here, we want to even test how honest you are. Over veterinary course, so could you talk with all the years in government? If I could talk catch Ghana for say, I've built or I have this house, I am a dear. It shouldn't be any big deal.
Yeah.
And no crowd, to be honest with you, will serve as inspiration for Mebun Ayenibano. Say, also now Bob Braye. Now you were Jumeya. Utimi enya
ejapade. Say the Harina do so jitu say or die.
It's not wrong so benya property. But so could you to timi kase if you are team wa Accra no or rent here one moi emebuna air bad they have chosen that part.
Now so onyes can see that no high there. What is wrong with that?
Okay, so for 16 years all this while you still rent. Then if say okujeto e catch Ghana for say if you na me team no I rent at $1 rate. About to be honest with you now often you can say evidence omanya is proving otherwise. That's the area of dishonesty. People will impute based on the answers that he gives. And you see, a time is coming now, okujeto any other countries and our organization be enter into bilateral agreements or be go into negotiation on behalf of Ghana with other countries. Offer. So in the eyes of the international world, who are we sending as Minister of Foreign Affairs? That's the issue. If the minority want to query, ask more questions, there's nothing wrong about it. The issue of Sam George, of Ayete Sir Mahmoud Kabro for Sadeng, of us all Kabro for Sadeng, me ya Santinia Metehei, me first me translating into tree, as Anma Atiasi. And they said, O say me bano, Sadie we may ye no fufro. Now your busa say, a dear intina, opes or yan fufro. That's of our case. Omo yeah, no, they did not attach common sense to it. So because common sense, I say what you're saying. There's a yanfa yansa anto. Is that how we train our future leaders to speak to us or to the elderly? Of our election period, you are attributing, say, the vice president, who was then the sitting vice president, a political prostitute. Now, where is your evidence? Now, catch the Ghana for you are under oath. Also, you're elder of a church. Now, catch the Ghana for say, Satem no na spirit, a sunniest you so. And while you don't believe in spiritualities at court, you cannot give any reason why you said that. For a idea, wow, what's the catch the Ghana for? Ghana for be do almost so Ghana for do taxpayers' money, ebe show. That's what we query more. That's what I say. Maybe you're charismatic, or you're Catholic. So one tiasi. And you see, Parliament is a house of records. So whatever you write is recorded. When you're brand say at this level there, you want to play to the gallery. But if these things are played back to you, let's say if you'll be happier. Now, oh yes, answer. Na emebunu na eba no. Ofa obit me eda suban bi adi. E aka say o ye Ghana ni. Ye wo ya mamre ne sede etete. It is all ye obebunu na on your opportunity. Now bit ma trust sebi unprintable words in summer and fata as member of parliament. Efam painful o ma bobra komonim or in the name of politics. Now, position now ye dey mount to warrant that name honorable no. Now for say you good position then mas. Over MP me bre wo ho a obete se say obi adi adwuma muska, obi adi aban ska. Over misappropriation. And Teresa aya obi adi ska. But the car say fire no. One fire. Inti as honorable member. Alpha debia wo kutia yebusa wo san kan se me sika ye de ma members of parliament so mo fan toka no me pesi atwam me mpene so why of a scan e ka se loan no unim se Ghana yen taxpayers no enso epia percentage bi mo it is all work ani bi dada na buy wo se de wo pesi ehu yi wo hia why do you take the money and do something different? Until you can integrity to serve as a minister. These are the reasons why. Offer you any part, she fallible. So at any point in time when you realize, say, at the way there, maybe in the heat of the period, but your chima drinks is I have to say I'm sorry. Omane boama eyebi. And when you try to drink so say ade we awo ye no why nye ni ye. O say me de migina. Ana fo nyina ehwe. It of a san niema we ama sa anuanu mienu we die. To be honest with you, they don't qualify for this position based on their moral turpitude and the demonstration of dishonesty. How can you tell me, say, of ayeti hey, what's what dear, Bosumi be a okwa buche egosunya dear, Bosumi ya okwa buche kusunya dear. How do you finance it? Say, my wife. Of Ankia, what country for bia, and they will invite your wife. Near her, Sika Wanya, and the whole tax I will clear into it me fundy. Sane man. Unfortunately, ye femuha. And these are the people who are almost better now Kessben Ghana yeding. Whilst they can afford every month to travel outside to go and study. Now for any a course hono. Obia in Chiri say Obia de nya. But he who seek equity must do equity. Enya efiti ya na sabi mpanyinfo ni nim yansa na omkeka ne mabo. Wo se ene shadow na ewo ho no ye vete nipa 5. Ya kwaya through 7. Then the leader is telling you say, ya bre. Even baby I'm paying for ye 3. Sitting that long period, it's not good for our health. What's it that? Someone pray the amumpie. Over. Says there will be MPO. Na amumpie na mumetna homeka say. Thank you for your nomination. Bye bye. Go and do the work.
It's the only no. Is it allowed?
The student back who me say. Say. Enti ade no omo ye ne betwe omoka. And I'm sure yeah, you be more certain allowance. No busa me say enti pusiga maame no ono nso ba gibi. No busa nso wa dey pusiga maame no wa dey. O say na ya to aba ma o manfo ato aba ma from a constituency. Anya hwe there will be a pertaining issue that relate to your constituency. Now when your opportunity so be busa minister a nominee asem. Now because say congratulations, I know you can do it. Go, bye bye. Over. Taxpayers' money in the D3 to where sit there. There's a pay for say, oh, every ya bre, ya nini, baby, I drew no. Enti, yam pong, na watching na, ya met was. Was what bread ya call. Now my mood we count the exigencies of time. Abra, I have parliament, a tenacity man bought 12 no. I have brebbing. When Parliament is about to go on recess, now Abia near be also movie no movie ya, and not they sit deep. Exigency of time, any day. Even the minority no ma buamu to even come this far. But you were omemu hase, and I interview nominees bia of a 2 days. Nominees 2 days. But still it went on. It is a yes, Mama yan twa ade ne so adafofro. Now say ye de wo numbers ninti. Say mumu ntimi a mon sore nko. Ofa, the first say we win election to govern in the next 4 years and just a Ghana na de acho. And just a Ghana no dia. Her President Akufo-Addo in inaugural speech or say we have to be citizens, not spectators. And if there is any time for any Ghanaian to be a citizen, I believe the time is now.
Okay, let us see.
And yen be boa. Ni am make sure say e bo she mebrea NDC share ya omodi abeje power no. Ye be make sure say ombedi so. Because in the next 4 years either we like it or not, in e Ghana anymore. Ti say yeah, ma yin.
Right. But I say epi ebusiafo Adwenkyere dwumadi na wo hwe e wo Kessben television so so he obre no a no nkra ba pa ho sima mi na nche bewe etifo Adwenkyere kakra mo de aba no na me de ato aso. Kamari, your reaction just within 1 or 2 minutes.
Me de say dwumadi kura din di Adwenkyere.
Aye.
De mi nua Rafu akere na adwene kama wa kan ya te yenso nyeni na ne de be ye dwuma. Say amamuo no sabio enye to say Adwenkyere. Waka say the otan no na o tete di bibi akwakoto dachi. Appointment committee is appointment committee. So opposite we use to committee to settle personal score. That means why it deserves to the nation. And there will be at Nasi.
Is it personal score or matters bordering?
Will be there you offer. Semi mechanism or political platform. Now they got an appointment committee above video actually me semi sign. Now all the hour can concentrate with my
but not the personal score.
What
me kai say 2009.
Offer say
my current general secretary Fifi Kwete. The same thing happened to him.
Tio
say Okoka say President Kufuor na be mu mpanyfo ska omodi akugu back. Oh better so Mr. Chairman, that was a political.
What does that do to our political discourse? Media me per se. So because seminar for say one a defamation of character. Yeah, family no so na nipa no mra no man on twen sign. So they could waste your time with appointment committee. Whether nipa no say or trade sign or na one twen sign, how does that help this country? and to me and I hope be a man because in the first place I should be a crying day in from Mumbai. So Monpenny I say Monpenny so to so no Monpenny feel say in the law I dare some panic canning in the laws, you know, it's the other far who is what the court was available. And in some way, let's not waste time at appointment committee trying to say none of us can say and the crowd of council whose somebody has been vindicated. That is not the aim of the committee. The aim is to bring out the best in people and know the best candidate for a job. In your appointment committee, in your big man about appointment committee, now we need my dear friend of fish farming. That's we approve, you know. So I say until let's not waste time on some of these things. And what would me spending more than 4 hours asking one man question? We are not regarding anybody, and they do so try to cry and but what Nasa don't really naive is any back open questions. Which questions most of them are not even relevant to field now in the panel. You spend close to 2 hours, 40 minutes asking some judge questions about the personal life. 3 hours over half an hour over issues that are germane to sector no I appoint in the economy. Have you not done great disservice to the people of Ghana? Intermediate and Ajia Ladi. In fact, the fact that you are a member of a committee doesn't mean that you need question be so be as by force.
In fact, my no performance there.
She has asked
maybe subsequently
she posts a number of questions to him.
Okay.
I don't know the video the chance and there. But people know if any question now. You only waste the person well offer. It is not necessarily the committee is clouded with powers to do background checks of all nominees. That is why you submit your CV and what have you before you come to the committee. So I say until banner some background checks and my no assembly any who sector or me share that need interest or what. I wish you well. No more information with your sector or be a sector based appointment committee members. They ask the relevant questions. Maybe I would have asked questions based on your CV. Until I know the engine by force will be got an appointment committee. I also could be 10 questions and I don't think it's not by force. Meanwhile, Ralph, man in your Adwenkyere say we see so no one sit down one cry and is a home opera. Yes, sir. They are trini pardon free. The fact that I was a 10 be a injury. None what does Anna, one point is that. Good for the year. Baby took what Nankaya or took a course row. A car said, Mamma cry, I'm dead. Titanonaki took Uncle Bobra. Fear, Chrome. Or could the door have said, and he has a night. I'm fat, who do if you anybody? I won't swan say,
but sometimes no.
Why do you think
for economic reasons?
Only fear one crying, Tino.
If I only fear one crying, was when you crew me, but say no crap, baby or high dino. And none than a year subject. But we are high down.
Maybe your high down the Obia or didn't or Sabi or poor high down, baby. Obu for security reasons. Obu
economic resources. A bit more support to sa airport hills a dia.
So far down high supposed to be a genocide. Nobody knows. So I say.
No, but you know the average price of dine high a war that area.
The whole average prices.
Yeah, $7,000.
$7,000. Medium into what?
Oh, so on the tea make away no. So hypothesis we are no use. President the high rupla. No, I call more size say average price of aeroplane na president to kwai no. AC no they are calculating no abeye. Without actually knowing how much.
Me sit down one cry, na me hide down one cry. I don't just say my bobra. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay.
And it's not by force to say, but fact say, my say be well and cry. Now you bless be joining. Be able to sit down one cry.
Okay.
It doesn't discourage any youth say who need that one cry. Not just about last point. I mean, a black one never said he's against scandals.
He said it.
Why he said
he repeated
it. Ministries. Obiko ministry bia. Your cars, official vehicles, or Kofi now or the idea at the honor. The modern Mayino parliamentarians are paying for it. A very large portion of it, but the Yama not to Ghana for 3 months to say a freebies. It is an idea. I don't say the Toma ministers here to be my Iwe adwuma ne ye kwa ne enso ya pake asi ho no. Na se ya ye de esika be savings. Ato ye car e go fie be use.
Okay.
That has been his argument from day one. Anna ye bisa na say 2021 car load here they also to talk convert harvest and Mama Kuyafo. Because apparently 2017 year man no car load ni bi.
Ah, be all that's use.
Until Land Cruiser mo na ndema 2017 2021 na say. Ni say ma ofoforo na de beto car happy now say Makuyafo me dey koso Makuyafo ase na omo to aba ma me ase ne a. When dey be na wom. Say Raf wuti hai na wampi o watwema. Say 2017 me nya Land Cruiser. 2021 me nya Land Cruiser. Me dey je tractor. Me dey je abobo ya. Me dey je pragi abra mranti ho ho mo so ye ya. But ni be pa ni wo. And there have been a lot of instances. There have been a lot of instances MPs have requested for that money for school fees, medical bills, and what have you.
Okay, but that's it. That's it. Okay.
My ye nuanom ntantia. Say minority can say Sam George any Okujato they cannot unanimously approve them. Now you call ballot now. We are ready. We are ever ready for anything.
That's it.
Because media,
that's it.
where I sit, they are more than qualified to deliver in their respective capacities.
Okay, but that's it. Kabari, my fan to ya say that batch of ministerial nominees, inipa mako inum parliament approve womo Sam George and 4 others, including Honorable Ibrahim Mutala Muhammad, Kofi Adams, Joseph Bukari, and then Rashid Pepu. So how many says 5 no? The 4 no there. By consensus, do Sam George so no. And I say there Sam George there. Omompere inti yenko secret ballot. Inti majority no omo twena na fe there. Minority no abstain here. Say ballot no crowd there omo free. So the speaker used a voice vote. As many as he supposed say
yeah.
And no, so I heard the
yes
habits. So they have approved Sam George along with the other 4 nominees. No, you might be not
Kabore can't see me. You see, there's nothing like a private life when you are in public service.
Why are politically exposed?
There's nothing like
to be as an scrutiny.
And Timo being come a private life once. In any case, when they were busy talking about other people's privite life, no one say almost have private life.
See, you don't waste all the time
when
on private life.
And you see, they say Parliament is a house of records. So at Trona would be you are there to substantiate it, so that it to be recorded. So really, as I'm now now we need na so be now so that Ghana for who the real person man could head a ministry. And to be honest, if you and yet the biana me person me busa so what did I go straight and ask you so what did he? So and you now open direct to be how our unfasten achieving results be our open. Oh, I don't know now better. And to be honest, if you obia sabio or your right thinking. Now all her vet in Nibino. Oh, a choir after your markings, it may expose some of them based on a near man or my projected to Ghana for some year. Meanwhile, yes, I'm not. And I think it's good. A better next time, Mahmoud Muti Chia say, almost can't sembia and almost try. You'll be careful because a day will come when you'll be asked. The unfortunate aspect is that the chairman of the committee earlier on no and this is one no kakra say one minority na kwai so much na emre BSc no na nyesa netie so omo ko omo nim no he was being over protective so afe a whole kujeto ono etimi akwa hwehwe afe no properties owo. Now when he was squeezed, he was running for shelter to go and ask the chairman, should I answer this? And the chairman too will say, don't answer.
He didn't say that.
And I will be over Bibia their course. Am I young any pa? Hey, some minority no, I can say, Sa nipa way, young peninsula. It has been recorded. And found a voice choir mobile It has been recorded. Posterity will come and see all these things. And you can approve them based on your numbers. But we will come and know who they really are. We reach them well. But to be honest with you, say adweno any nsem omo kan ye no and omo dey come ministry on mo dey a, then of we have a problem as a country.
Okay.
Say adweno say of am catch one say misappropriation enye so akodiska. But say who catch that ban say ma miskan kwoto ka. Na so the koya de fofora. Of a misappropriation.
Another misapplication.
Misappropriation of funds.
Misapplication.
Yeah. Abai tuya mao. Abai tuya percentage mao.
Why are you telling your mouth?
Abai tuya percentage mao. Lord be a day more so mon fan koto ke bia. Percentage of it is paid. And all the whole kind of say you don't support it. So why do you go for it? You talked about LGBT. Some judge and find your campaign in Ghana has. Then you are referred. Years back, this was what you said. What has changed? You see what you are. Offer, what's the first no? There's agencies of time. A demand they say make way. Say this my stand. But if you say I still stand by it, meanwhile it's inconsistent with what you are talking about now. Am I gonna for who nipa ya didn't call ministry? And yet we've proven for Ghanaians to see say nipa way anyway, they cannot be trusted. Ancestors demand it imputes dishonesty. Nipa way kujina Ghana name akodi dwuma Ghana dachi bino. We should be careful because demonstrate say kwafo. And I think say it's enough. Minority my idea to bring out some of these things. Ebema sanda hwamai said that be a queer nima. Na ye but in your opportunity. We have to decorous and near my yeka. And yet there be now majority on your side.
Okay.
I want to make you a film. But that when your majority no, these things will come back to hand.
Right. But that's it. But that's it. I was for Adwenkyere made now here on Kessben television. I'm here Mrs. Kakra Banafi. Yen call your name. Good evening, Wofa Kofi Appiah. Ahenema Koko Ben die. Dumso nkwa. Nyante chiwa from Ahenema Koko Ben. Sir. Okay. Teacher Eric Manso Atreso Yeki will be here. Today, our minority members of parliament have shown that they are mighty minority. They should stand on their feet and fight on our behalf. This one is coming from Evangelist Abel Kankam Bodu from Asante Achim of Wase. Good evening, Wofa. MPP and NDC are like twins. What NDC did when they were in opposition is the same thing MPP is repeating. Keep on misbehaving and call yourself honorables. Greetings to Openi Yaubio, aka Small of Tebeso, number 2. Good evening, Kessben TV. President Mahama wants to tell us that we have a short memory. If not, because he's promised that when voted to power, he was going to lift the betting tax. So ask for NDC man that why has it taken too long? Shame on Mahama and NDC from Sadiq Kronom Kwapra. Okay, keep your fingers crossed. Good evening, please, Mr. Host. Let Ghanaians understand that the minority leader is on top of his job, as expected. And we, the MPP, entirely are happy with the good job he is doing for Mother Ghana and our party. Kudos to Afenyo Markins. Ghanaians have been too hypocritical to the extent that we don't want to blame the majority chief whip, Roxanne Dafiamiko, who instigated the chaos in the bedroom because he was the one who crossed the minority lane as if he wanted to use force. That MP is behaving too local, like a cowboy. Mugabe from Banda Nkwanta. Good evening, Wofa. Speaker Baba is becoming power drunk. What he should know is that his duties are guided and regulated by laws. His position has been occupied by some persons before, and they left enviable footprints and legacies that worth emulating. He should therefore know that power is transient. Today it is you, tomorrow it can be someone else. And I'm Wako from Okay, teacher Kujo from Tepa Enyensuso. Speaker Babin knew in the first place that he had no power to unilaterally suspend any MP. He only wanted to get rid of the MPs on appointment committee temporarily so that the NDC members will have a field day in vetting the ministerial nominees. He and the NDC achieved their objective. Greetings to Chairman Wofa Kofi Appiah, Koka. Why are politicians interested in a position like that? Is it the service they are coming to render or the money that they are coming to make? It is time to stop saying this man suffered for the party and he deserves to have a position. Kwame Tako. Kawari. Baraski from Asisirua. What Mr. Speaker Babin did was unconstitutional and is finding any means to bully the minority in parliament. Ghanaians are watching. Good evening, sir. Keep your doing work. Hey. You cry the ball as a anyway. Good day, I'm Elder Kwesisafo of Mampong, Ashanti. Oh, my brother. Glory be to God Almighty. The Speaker has withdrawn the suspension of the MPs. He do all. Good evening, sir. Please, our children in the SHS are not getting food to eat in school. Some schools in Asin South sometimes 1 meal a day. Please, Mr. Host, what is Mahama doing about it? Mahama should sanction some of the heads at the SHS level. I will provide you with some evidence tomorrow about some heads extorting money from parents through their wars. Nana Fin, Kaswa. Okay. 8 years of MPP, what can you point or show? Micro minority is what you got. Good evening, Mr. Host. If the committee knows they can't vet the nominees, why didn't they communicate to them earlier? Because they had scheduled time for them. We have to be serious in this country for votes. Okay? Good evening. Please tell the MPP man that if he doesn't have any point to make, he should not disgrace the lady. Aladi Yamba, your party has been shamefully defeated by Ghanaians. Good evening, Mr. Host. My name is Frank from Achimkede. Please, some of the NDC nominees need to be assessed very well before they approve their appointment because of their answers to their questions, especially Sam George and Sam Okudzeto Blackwell. I believe Okudzeto Sam are not Ghanaian because their answers show their true identity. Good evening, Mr. Host. Please tell that MPP man not to talk too much. After all, except those who doesn't like the truth, NDC has been always a party of only problems and route makers. Let's watch them and see what they will do in 4 years. I'm Samuel Asensuredu from Libreville, Gabon. Oh, all that the panelists have contributed in the discussion is their perception. The president knows them well to work with them, so the committee shouldn't waste time in their proceeding. Tank. This is coming from Nana Iao. Okay. Whether Jonah swallowed the whale or the whale swallowed Jonah, there was a swallow. MPP, please, you are in opposition. NDC, use the power. Ales from Akusumo. Masaudu from Kumasi Bantama. Mr. Speaker's actions were just an intimidation and deliberate attempt to undermine the minorities' role in holding the government accountable. The minorities, led by Honorable Afonima Ken, will resist all forms of intimidation and unfairness in the application of parliamentary rules. Regards to Chairman Wofa Kofi Appiah, Koka. 2 p.m. Asante Mampong. Let's all support President John Dramani Abibio Mahama to build Mother Ghana because I believe he's the nation builder. Greetings to Chairman Nana Kwesi Augustus Andrews, Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NDC. Someone who attended Association International School when he was young, if today he's living at Airport Hills, what is fast about that? Someone who has been in Parliament for 4 terms, if he lives in Airport Hill today, what's wrong with that? How many people went to that particular school when they were case? Andrew Dankwa is my name.
No problem.
Ofa, Tell the NPP man to shut up. Yeah, so. Good evening, Kessben TV. The NDC should not forget that the NPP won with the highest margin ever in 2016. So they should exercise patience because you want Ghana to grow and not NPP. NPP and NDC, none of them owns Ghana. From QPM. Greeting to my wife, Goldie. Okay. Doomso, good evening, Mr. Host. Ask the NDC man that has he forgotten that NDC did during the campaign e-levy tax. Alex Osu from Cote d'Ivoire. Doomso is back. Hey, go Cote d'Ivoire. And I also Doomso. The man should go away. He's making noise. Oh, my bad. That's you can say why. Hello, I am Patrick from Yasi. God bless you for the truth. You guys always say it's very appalling looking at the attitude of portraits of some parliamentarians, bad role models. Good evening, Wofa. Across the country, almost all Ghanaian government-assisted SHS have met the parents, making it clear that they should pay a certain amount of money, vary from one school to another, to support their awards and also provide them with textbooks and SI books. The cancellation of teacher training and nursery training allowance is not anything strange. And also no. It's interesting to see the NDC trying to portray themselves as saints. Let's not forget that Afenyo had more experience under his belt. In my opinion, our members of parliament should serve for more than 20 years. The longer they serve, the more experience and knowledge they gain, which can lead to a more effective development initiative. NS Gapi from Mafi, Kumasi, Volta region. Okay, please find out from the NDC man the number of days Honorable Furiata spent at the vetting committee. Okujeto has not seen anything yet. Good evening, of our kudos to the mighty minority. Keep going. God be with you to disgrace NDC from Nana Minta Boabe Kumasi. Good evening, of our Sam George and Ebuakwa are so arrogant. This is a Blakwa now to Ebuakwa. Asasa. Over so to Blakwa was here Ebuakwa. They are going to mess up in their respective positions at the Pukudriasi news site, Kumasi, and also the way if you buy it. Please give me just one message. Oh, me tron no asa tro. Yes, me who message in the mean kind. Good. Okay. We did say the type of message in my main fan tour. Good evening, Sam from Kumasi. The NDC man should bear his head in shame. Hey. For the fact that someone works during campaign doesn't qualify him for appointments. As I'm a show pound behind the campaign open puzzle. Good evening, please. Good evening, boss. Please tell Seraph to fire them. Good evening, Kessben TV. Thank God for the good work you are doing. NDC can't help Ghana. NPP is the best. Good evening, Mr. Host. We know because Ablakwa, Sam George and Atofosin were targeted, but their wish will not come true. The NPP micro-minority can stay home without even coming to the vetting or parliament. Ghana will be reset. I am David Annan from Bebieni. Good evening, Wofa. We are still waiting for JM to remove betting tax. Shame to JM and NDC. Banasco from Subruso. Okay. Good evening, Wofa. Please, national services now are suffering from the past 3 months. We haven't received our allowance. Please, we are getting OSA. Pay us now. If suspending ministers are not constitutional, is it constitutional for ministers to destroy the property belonging to the government, which is being bought by taxpayers' money? Good evening. My name is Benjamin Usu from Nigeria. Good evening. Please tell the NPP man that what JDM prayed to become the president, if he deliver 10%, and NDC will be in power for 30 years. Sitting president now has started the second phase of market in Kumasi. I'm David Ewa from Sankore, the Greek minister's hometown. Okay. Good evening, Wofa. Portal Plus is going high. Hotel president should do something about it. And then, Portal. Anyway. Good evening, Wofa. We are still waiting for GM to remove betting tax. This message has come already. Good evening, Uncle. The NDCs behave as if they are still in opposition. They should focus because we are expecting more from them. Greetings to my wife Dana Asamoah from Hafumim. Okay, so what's in the mobile money teacher like okay, right, just about 29 minutes after 9. Patronon Crabo, upon Sima Edu non cron, Adwenkyere Medie, and also here our Kessben television, so our multi TV, no so DSTV channel 364, Go TV channel 12. We are self and until more manonino, or Facebook like a biano, which me a Ralph, Michelle Sinfru, so education minister, suggestion de eba, say college education, say no. Inti master will be on do university. Na university for quite more students loan. Also go college education, also the degree corner bia. We see and feed you. The amount allowance. Inti ano de abai edwene ho. What can I say?
Ofa me dase. Ofa my main tiba kubi en free ho ansa na ba reso. Ofa enokre ne se yura bagbin. Or yaye a dictator. And the earlier we stop him, the better. Of us, one say anytime we are babbing any hobiano, there's chaos. So I paying say any point in time be a wouldn't hobia, what she say, I also dream your leadership rules. Into one press on near man, said the bear in good parliament and mass. It's most say any leadership rule into the mass ID anything. It was a self free one. Of and yamming one. Say, I would have do so. When say, Mukra, journalism a year, it would tell me, me tested the waters. Most of that the two, no matter the public sentiment about the topic. No matter sound pa. The better was what discussing and I say and discussing. To be honest, if you have been a hurry,
or testing waters,
or testing waters, or testing waters. Really? Now, I heard will be a public supporter. Na carry it through. And I carry it and yammy because when Mahama was there, previously when he was a president, no can say make nurses and teacher training allowance and I'm bet 20 make them and I'm pass with them. It is all banner say this course no shas ye a free sa level be say I answer than you.
Yes, also mutuem.
Oh. Was a samo to tiame, to make term number 20 amia. But see, never restored. That's not teacher training allowance. It was cancelled. Under Jomama 1, it was cancelled.
Then at the tail end of the Omega 12, they started paying.
Oh, it was cancelled. We came to restore it. And the records are there. Now, you see, the truth is that, say, of our share in Rian training college now. And the crap and say, a year Rianoma, a do tambia, aya, they are from not well endowed families. Into ya, Adwenkyere say, my main fahasi, because many government supporting tea. Me fan kuri, me ria dachi, afima be teacher near, a tria mecano. Then I take advantage now the community. And then can I expect to say a socialist government of John Mahama will think of. It's true, say, here training colleges, tertiary. But the truth is that Adwenkyere took an air strike. Even though it's name. But a whole near man, a was a consumerity to obey tertiary. It's not there. So why in a rush? When even almost lecturers and near man almost pay because almost drain say almost what tertiary almost do tertiary status. No, you have not been even to achieve that. Say alcohol or patch out, and almost GR2 say we go back to the classroom. So why don't you do that first? Now we are as a honor. Why do you want to start from a formal? In any case, offer and all training colleges and a degree awarding. Still, most of them are diploma. The nursing training, are they not diploma? So why the distinction? If you are cancelling all allowances, why should he be the teacher? Because they are all diploma awarding. Among me a degree, no, there are few. There are some schools who are back on offer. A boy on my 2 tests, a diploma, maybe a 1/3, a degree. If you are cancelling say diploma because only a tertiary, then equally do it to the others. Why are you thinking of cancelling teacher training? But nursing there, you are not talking about it. Offer a national decision.
Because see a power committee on merit education.
National decision. And crowd offer that committee crowd is buying of time. It's wasting of taxpayers' time and money. What are they coming to do? Offer guidelines. And who committee? Venue, time, budget. Guidelines, who to invite, who not to invite, and who committee. And he has set it up. And the crowd there, they shouldn't even mention it because it does not make any sense to me. Now, offer teacher for one say, they saw university, say a man university loan. If it's training, if say no come per se, quality degree at the university level, offer come ko UCC and ko Winneba. Who say. If they decide to go to colleges of education, these are the entitlements, these are the benefits. And omuni mo munti asrewa, and omuni no mubu. Oma to abanama NDC because NDC can say it's a lie. Say MPP for Kessben, say NDC bar ombetra teacher and nursing training allowance. It's a lie. Enya afeya oma to abamo NDC any opportunity no. And almost better down. If it's a national decision, say, you know, more or more this sector idea. Over in any case, you will no more. Almost training in other institutions. They are paid. Almost we are almost baba between almost cow. They are paid. You know, be one more. Almost training institutions. Be 6 months. Almost could do hoina. They are paid. So why should the teacher be exceptional? It offer adadana almost dada ye nuanom almost teacher training. Almost GD ya almost to abamo omo of omundi omo boshes.
How is that the definite?
And they say for say me say offer yen testing waters no na yen hwese public supporter me are carrying it out. Media mo tricks ya bi am use. And where be no more when they get the public support, then they carry it through. And a boss almost
issue statement say, money college education benefit share no. The kind say enhance financial support for them till they will maintain the allowance until a further be a new financial support in Beba. And a daily graphic work I say teacher training allowance to go.
Afterthought. And you say that was not what they said.
Yeah.
But that was what was carried out.
Who
said public outcry no no. And maybe they want to retreat.
Okay.
And yes, I mean that's what I believe.
Okay,
they
that's
said.
it.
And I know, say, it's a scheme. That's what they want to do. Because President not capping. But almost the dada, you know, say MPP for see a buy become. Because idea omujina so say and until now was a teacher training allowance in few. It has been defeated. When they were talking about enrollment, said because there was a quota system. Offer when the allowance was cancelled, and it says here a clear allowance, the number is more than when the allowance was cancelled. It is Adwenkyere and teachers. A bosha Mahama de share mo say MPP was on Mubetremuno. Me say stand by it. It was a social contract, and based on it, you no more training colleges no at Obama NDC. So they should stand by it. In any case, Ghana for you scan more training college for the sacrifice on bearing the Dachinti. So pay them.
That's it. Come on.
Ofa, Mamenda was it. So, in the first place, daily graphic. And our daily guide.
Daily graphic.
Okay. So, daily graphic, front page news item, and a rough be discussed here. Yeah, the minister Nankasa. And of course, before I will start to show no video no. And for purposes of what you for crash incentive video no be more. We just always have one more what you for.
Of course, any equally so of Ankabe reading.
Now one way
story news.
One way and now maybe video now their story. And I wait and yes, no more dear minister.
Well, remember producer say you video no.
Of I know
I don't know
paper no headline no. I don't know so you
producer a video. Because nowhere and a minister can say teacher training allowance must go. Nowhere. In fact, in the first statement of Kaya say we must continue the allowance. What I say? But go did him off head. And some more echo.
Allowances.
Honorable Speaker, the document has since been delivered. Right, Honorable Speaker, based on the delivery of the document, I have proceeded to sign the report in the absence of any other information from the minority leader. So, right, Honorable Speaker,
Did you make the documents available to the minority leader?
Yes.
He has copies?
Yes.
Minority leader, is that the case?
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, please.
Mr. Speaker, we can only make progress if we act in good faith. I shall repeat my side. Me as a leader would not obstruct government business. Never. I've been in government before. I know how difficult it is to run a government. I've been a leader, and I know. But the only pathway to success is to act in good faith. Mr. Speaker, since the chair has spoken
right
for the records and for hands,
kanea no ebo nani kakra nti na your light ne bi ebo nani yame adom asatu to amai Kabare
Afa.
Now okay education minister.
Yes, nti nowhere in the statement and okay say you trouble. But there is a possible conversation. Feel say we should get a more enhanced source of funding for some of these students. Of I wouldn't say the current arrangement teacher trainee is captured on paper to be given 400 Ghana cedis. Out of the 400 Ghana cedis, 261 goes directly to the feeding. Into 139 Ghana cedis, and the ACK they must school at no bottom for every month. Na sebio ye mofra ye kura ye no motifi o mokọ kreche na yi de bia ye ma omo sen bosumi bia ye ma omo sen. So to give a teacher trainee 139 cedi for an upkeep, I think obey ya to book and then ES calculator cry say. In fact, akwala no kuro school Tamale College of Education free Kumase Abinchi station Eko Tamale a lot of fair saying. So that is woefully inadequate. And for minister to say going forward, I was here a more enhanced a year school for Noah, then that is where the conversation should go. And I believe that is where students must be engaged, not just your friend is saying teachers in one more ministry. Students in particular should be engaged. Unim say ye boy a pro. Komo ani edi nyina asem maako ana abene yensem mu was the reset agenda. Research agenda no, in this case resetting the colleges of education no eye niam bi aban we be yo ya antwe ye was say hwe ni ishimutuna. Gone are the days na nye school ni na odi ne allowance bi kotua feeding view.
Baba unim amount for send me message say how na do so voice no man tehwe. Dime so producer se ka obetima sa ba maya amount for so mo antehwe how na do so de no nti bo modern ya na sa bo maye bio se be ya ebetimi so etie asem no a o kan ni ye pa na obi aso hunu de how na do so what actually he said. I think it's very important
to the recommendations of the education forum. So we would do that too. But more importantly, you raise the issue of student allowances. It will continue to. But more importantly, you raise the issue of student allowances. It will continue. Subsequent to the education forum, for which I have the pleasure to invite you to come, we'll take some major decisions based on the recommendations. But offhand, there is no way you should be feeding a student at the tertiary level offhand. So we have to work out a transition from the allowance into an enhanced student loan for them to feed themselves. But in the interim, they will still get the allowances. Then just the next very few months going forward, subject to the recommendations of the committee. But I cannot conceive of a student in a higher education institution being fed. We can narrow feed them to basic and to free senior high school, but at the tertiary level, so they will still get enhanced student loans to be able to feed themselves. But in the interim, we will continue with the feeding and then phase out the allowance process, subject to the recommendations of the education forum. So we would do that.
In the interim, to
what do we can say?
Feeding and gradually feed the allowance.
On Ghana,
okay, mami take about
to also on Ghana focus say student allowance will continue. But what he doesn't believe, let's see, they be beat 261 Ghana cedi peanut, eco feed a tertiary student. We see a bedroom pempensobia. It will no more happen that way. And more enhanced a year. And for me, that is positive because
no, but it means that eventually the allowance system.
So if 261 in the name of allowances is woefully inadequate,
then
now student loan na enough I feed you with quality food and quantity. I think it is more important to do that than the
right.
So that is also a resetting agenda. More housemanship, 1 year housemanship is enough. International service abaya or try force one way. Oh, yeah, mamma, until no so your boss. Yes, ya catch almost say lances are movies who are. Yes, answer the question for our quadrano. It's enough. Enough is enough. Yeah, she say a woman say movie no through mo 3 years to 4 years are generally no more year. Assessment be was here near Mamma by any Mamma. Yeah, more we met in a fee and son of our lands. It is waiting near my teacher for no. Okay, and no son someone. Yenny a teacher for the day. In a quote to the table, near Phil say, yeah, said the minister more enhanced plus, but not dear. Said the daily graphic, yeah, a report to the minister said, allowances is gone. Young kind of platforms to go. It has not gone yet. Minister has not even said that. Minister said to continue. I didn't want report it to continue. And also to go. And that is a fundamental issue.
Okay.
In College of Education or more
Good evening. I'm Nkasa from Wenchi. Tell the NPP guys to stop what they are doing in Ghana. Okay. Please, where is the ex gratia JM said he will abolish? You shouldn't forget. I think everyone has forgotten. Good evening, Mr. Host. Tell the NDC to know that John Ba Abibiu Dramani Mahama suffered a very humiliating defeat for the first time. NPP never thought it would happen to them. This shows that Ghanaians are very discerning. 2028 will soon come. Osei Kwejo Takrade. Good evening, Uncle. When will the SHS result be released? I want to know from why. I may release you. If you know more no masum, and no masum no. Parents in news for the Jagu Ike for Chim so more famra. The SS results have released long time.
And I think this topic is my interest area. Maybe next week.
From Mama Bontem, I think the time parliamentarians learn reconciliation than retaliation. The you do me, I do you syndrome should be cured. Okay. Good evening, Wofa. Please tell the NPP man to shut his mouth up. We saw how Paul Nanado and NPP swayed Ghana into high cost of living, indelible increase of goods and services. Indelible, incredible. JM the Nation Builder. Greetings to Mr. James Abuaso Kubase, Assemblyman. Good evening, Mr. Host. My name is Frank from Achimkede. Please, some of the NDC nominees need to assess very well because they approved the appointment because of the answers to the question. Okay, I think I read this message somewhere. Anyway. Okay. Maybe it's from Achim Kufuria. NDC always lying to X. Seraph, fire them. Please, good work. NDC administration is better than MPP. Please, I'm a mechanical engineering graduate looking for job. I'm very good in mechanical designs. What's that? Oh, advert. Good offer from a table. Greet Mahmoud for me. Offer NDC number 1. Good evening, offer. Today I heard a lot of teacher trainees complaining about the upcoming cancellation of the allowance, and I said to them that the change they have opted for, no deduction. The NDC should kindly extend the cancellation of the allowance to the nursing trainees too. Short memories in display, resetting on course. Mugabe from Banda Nkwanta, and all the way is so free a buyer. Good evening, of a greeting to my sister. Oh, Ubechiakeke. Okay, NDC is just making noise. They have no credibility and moral right to fight against corruption. If you are serious to fight corruption, you wouldn't set Upuni and other people free from the same charges less than 1 month in office. Okay, good evening, Uncle. I'm Orlando Papa from Trede. Although I have not liked most of His Excellency's messages, I have supported the cancellation of the allowance long before his pronouncement. I don't have enough time to explain it, but if you like, I can buttress my point with some backdoor reasons. Trained teachers are going to mix MPP for non-payment of trainee allowance by NDC. So Niade Puku from Kumasi. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Host. So what is the NDC man saying? He should come to Bole by boy. What does NDC do here? Their leader came not to trust to rule Ghanaians. Even Bole by boy, nothing was given to us. Gabi from Bole by boy. Other people post be all. Now, Mumudi president, post baby on a chair president. Bole by boy for your man is the main man, the president. Say Chebi Nana Nadi, president, not Chebi for say, why am I a minister? Oh. It's not true that part of the allowance is used to feed the students. Feeding is different from allowance. My daughter is a student of Offenso Training College. Nana Mwako from Ehia, or also the other buyer. Ralph,
Mommy loan based on the how the opposite in the interim.
You Mike.
In the interim, it will be paid.
Yeah.
But yeah, no on be year free honor. Now, Jenny say, at the intina, or see a tria student loan now. You see a DB, AFD, and cry. Offer, the issue is that, say, offer student loan now, averagely, what they are given is 2,400 a year. So a semester, 1,200. They will pay back. So offer teacher training allowance here based on what Mamu there can, which is 450 Ghana cedis a month now. 400 a month now. 6 months, I saying 4 times 6.
24.
2,000. So it's more than even the equivalent to a year's loan. 2,400, which is 1,200. Oh, check. Student loan trust.
Student loan and student loan
Go,
plus.
go to student loan trust. That's what they are giving. 2,004. 2,004 in a year. So semester no, you get 1,002. And 2,004 a year. 2,004 a year. And he say half a semester no, we get 1,200. Compared to the Adema woman and offer, to be honest with you, Opa Yanko University campus no. See a video man nkomope. What you go through, any aduane bo our campuses no. Sanka ye video man, of most of them would have appreciated it. You know, Yako University, University of Ghana, when we went through getting food. Sanka ye aduane wie, and ye ko queue. Our dining hall one can be appreciated. They are okay with this. And media social contract namuno mosaye fulfill it. Offer. They were talking about cancellation of license exams. Offer. What is the problem of the NDC?
Okay. I mean, students know, or say each beneficiary student is okay. If each beneficial student is expected to receive a minimum of 1,500 and a maximum of 3,000 cedis, depending on the needs of the student. So the baseline is 1,500 and the highest is 3,000. Okay.
And it's not better than it's free and you are going to pay. At the end of the day, who be triaka? Offer me my LLB.
Festival me na me call Kamaru.
And sana me person me practice no. Tise me call baby a friend makola.
2 years.
Even say me call UK. Near calling me into a London bar.
Be post call.
It's a baby post call. Medicine and fa when baby akwa no. So pa Ghana now person practice here. Opetro Ghana medical examination and sign your license. Nursing baby obekonu biya so oba Ghana and you want to practice as a nurse obetro exams no. Why should teaching be different? Why? Nursing there omu wi ansa no mabetro. Medicine omu wi ansa no mabetro. Law obi akura degree ni bi. Say enne uwie LLB you write an entrance exams. Uwie LLB you write an entrance exam before. Ako. Say enne ye teachers. Yes, what makes someone a professional is being licensed. And to qualify, you write there and private schools may be about outer, maybe year education. Papa, just say own person be cannot create. What sustain them is the numbers. So what course school na course we by your mind you say to be awarded a license to teach. I do obi fan is the profession. What's all the obvious school? Yenja will never in the mua.
Me say.
Jadi teacher for one day. You are okay with the license.
Okay.
It has come to say teachers need you. What's the problem?
Let me take about it.
Fa woman in who sre. Mfie won twe de ma mo antima nye hute. Enwa ya sum sa.
What's it?
Afi ni aba. Enne eye da no aduenu wotwe aye baba mu ye try ye. Kire Ghana fo.
Munya 30 days ago.
Ye nya bosobe.
Anti munya bosobe.
Sabie so sabie kronto. Nsemu ene Ghana fo nyina aka ye ni mo asemu a. Yenim se yebetumi aye ne ka kire Ghana fo. Yesi ba bia oni ahwe ase no duru anate mu no ya hwe yie. Niema bi MPP ye ya awie mu anim guase ye no. Nya de ebeye. Ye Ghana fo hwehwe ne yebetu ho anamo. Bet ne niema amrantie kan nyina. Ya hyebo. Say a first budget na ho brase mu ebeye free ho. First year school fees free no. Ya hyebo. Say budget edika na ho brase mu. E de be hyebo amodika kwa motua no minister ka say ya be refund. Nye tuya mwadia na betima e carry forward atuya fi edi monim no dia mamo dey ya me no ka say ya form tripartite committee ya adwuma fo kwa ka tie ye hwe na ya hwe ne ya bibi afa ho nti budget edika ni nyina ya semoda eba nti Ghana fo fa mpabo enta mampeni ma machi me gidi se tie bia no o man Ghana be sa fa no to pa fra na yeye ofa we de wadaroma me nua kuma wodi machi na visa Mahmoud na wajintiti ya kakra nyame ya dum abosumi wum ya da to so edunsia na say the bruni friend graduation azo do mo de na te no da magisi ebuche nkuo na obi adofo ba wo mo to balu ni ade e be ya ade no wo me ma me kurum kwa utafo kwa utafo the backgrounds wa ti adofo ni abusuafo nyina me nhia system fo no na ya support ye nua ebano abra o graduate
right
and we chamo hemi hedumadi
okay
unim say chamo hemi ono na milifa babrin salo ye ne dia
okay
of our head ze de nwure unua o fase manima ye fa ni atwamitinu kama ya e mranti wo milifa me che o manumre ye do
ke advert how do the end about the fansa hi please the micro minorities should keep mute. If they can advise, they should have advised Adwenkyere Ofuriatta in the cathedral scandal. Good evening, Wofa. I hope that 2028 MPP will come back to power from Nana Kwame, La Paz, Accra. Please, NDC should come to Bolebamboy District and nothing there to show that President come from there. I'll pull NPP all the way. A body. Okay. In fact, if what Kabore says his party will put in place for the teachers, with respect with teachers' license exams to be written in school before they come out, will be a very good thing to do. If license forms part of your school exams, what's wrong with it? Okay. Also, the or the buy and so and therefore message I saka kakra no ha and that me the ACA. Abajafo a wote omka and enumere Mahmoud Kabore or Dean or Santa Regional Communication Team members of the NDC. Saranso na Raphael Osewusu on also NPP Constituency Secretary or Atwema Nwabe Eja. Nwabe no for her. Nwabe no, sorry about that. Right. I could appear say as I already akon and a shade with the now so about me. Mede Wofa Kofi Appiah. Onyame adwa. Ya wada ibishia or the punch. Jumedi so. Makrabo.